All right, it's 2 o'clock, so we're going to call. Roll call, please.
Candelas. Here. Duan.
Here.
Foley. Here. Kamei. Here. Cohen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We start by reviewing our agenda for next Tuesday's council meeting. And it has a 9:30 closed session, 1:30 regular session, and consent starts on page 5 and continues on page 6 and ends on page 7. In section 3, we have the investment policy annual review, a franchise agreement for LS Powers in public right-of-way in Alviso, and regional wastewater facility capital improvement program update in section 6, and in section 8, East Village Business Improvement District, downtown residential incentive program tax and fee waiver for Gateway, same thing for El Paseo, Housing Catalyst Team Work Plan Status Report, which will be heard concurrently with 8.5, which is the annual progress report on the San Jose General Plan housing element. And that's it. Back to, do we have any comment?
No public comment.
Okay, back to the committee.
Move approval with the as sheet.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Let's vote. Motion carries 5-0. We have no meeting for March 31st, and so we move on to our consent calendar. We have 5 items on consent today. Do we have any public comment on consent?
Yes, Brian, please go ahead and make your way to the podium.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody is doing okay. And just something that would be really helpful for me, and I'm sure for other people, and I've asked this before, because the public record, you get thousands, well, a couple times hundreds, and I can't expect you to read all of that. And sometimes my letters are 10 or 12 pages long, which is probably too long for someone to read, but we really do want to be part of if you could put on your website how you want us to present information in an email, because some stuff it's more complicated than just 2 or 3 sentences. Do you want a fact sheet up front and then with the supporting data in the back? And it would be really helpful. And maybe along with that, commonly asked questions where you have a video answer, you can just refer people to that. I was thinking, and actually put forward something a couple times, there's people at San Jose State looking for ways to finish, things to do at school, projects and stuff. Having them do that. I know that sounds sort of off the cuff, and it is, but I'd ask you to look into that because it would really help me and other people who really want to be part of this and feel like we're being heard. Also, AI is a good way to answer emails and at least give some kind of response back because quite honestly, a lot of emails don't get responded to. Thank you.
Back to the committee.
Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion for the consent calendar. Okay, let's vote. Motion carries 5-0. And now we're on to our 2 action items for today. There's a memo on which I am a co-author along with Councilmember Kamei about alfresco. Do you want to say anything about it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to thank Councilmember Ortiz for leading this memo and thank my colleague council members Cohen, Tordillos, Mulcahy for co-signing this effort. The Alfresco program was a lifeline for our small businesses, especially during COVID-19 pandemic, helping keep restaurants open, workers employed, and our neighborhoods active. This memo is about building on that success and making it permanent. We have an opportunity to help support small businesses as we continue our economic recovery, especially during a tough budget year. A modernization program can activate our public spaces and drive foot traffic in areas such as downtown, our urban villages, and our business improvement districts. At the time, We should allow more flexible and creative outdoor dining options and clear design standards that will give businesses certainty and confidence to invest. And we want to keep it simple, low barrier pathway for our small businesses. I think that many of us have enjoyed the al fresco time that we had, and I think people do genuinely enjoy it. So I'm hoping that we can move this forward. Oh, and I would suggest that.
I think at this point, what we'll do is refer this for a
A
workload
work analysis,
and bring
yes.
it back to
Yes.
probably next week or 2 weeks from now at rules.
Maybe 2 weeks. Okay.
All right, so is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay, so this has been moved for a workload analysis. Let's vote. Motion is 5-0. Okay, motion carries 5-0. Now we're on to our second item. This is a joint memo between Councilmember Kamei and myself to add a resolution on higher education to the City Council meeting agenda for next week. You want to introduce it first?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chair. Okay, there's a right and a left. It still doesn't work for you? Okay. I want to speak very briefly on the resolution. Local universities like Stanford, Santa Clara, San Jose State are important partners who contribute so much, not only to the wider world, but also to our local community and economy, from providing access to high-quality education to creating qualified professional across almost every industry in the city. These universities are invaluable partners. They generate incredible economic activity in the region and are the heart of innovation culture we are so proud of here in San Jose. That's why I think it's important that we stand in solidarity with university against attempts to coerce them by federal administration. Academic freedom is a historic and deeply important tradition. It ensures that our university campuses continue to serve as hubs of creativity and progress for generations to come. Thank you, Councilmember Cohen, for supporting this resolution. I therefore respectfully ask for your support in standing with our university partners and passing this resolution on to the City Council for their consideration.
Okay, well, we'll start with public comment on this item.
We have 4 speaker cards. As I call your names, please go ahead and make your way to the podium. Michaela, Tom, Brian, and Casey.
Hello, my name is Michaela Aiken. I am a second-year political science major at San Jose State University, and I'm here today on behalf of students to speak about the impacts that we are experiencing as this resolution addresses the coercion of colleges and universities. As a Black woman in leadership on my campus, I understand deeply what it means for your education to be both a pathway and a promise. For many students, especially students of color, international students, and the LGBTQ students, higher education is a space where we pursue opportunity, research, and futures where we worked our entire lives for. But today, that promise feels uncertain. The federal administration actions towards universities like SJSU have created instability across our academic community. The memorandum highlights how reductions in federal funding and targeted actions toward universities have already had tangible consequences: layoffs, threats to research funding, and pressure on institutions to adopt specific political viewpoints. For students, this is not an abstract policy debate. This is our education. Research grants disappearing means students lose opportunities to build careers in science, technology, and public service. Visa threats and political pressure create for international students who come here to learn and to be hindered. And when universities are forced to operate under political coercion, it undermines the academic freedom that allows scholarship and innovation to thrive. And while there may be legal battle unfolding between institutions and the federal government, there is still very real pain and suffering from the political pressure. felt by the communities on our campus. Students who already face marginalization are carrying the emotional weight of uncertainty, fear, and instability while simply trying to go to class and complete their degrees. Students should not have to choose between education and their safety, their research, or their voice. I urge the council to support this resolution and stay.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Representative Kamei, for I'm Casey Woods. I'm Executive Director of Financial Aid at Santa Clara University, so I appreciate already recognizing the partnership that we have and other universities in the area with the city of San Jose, and I just wanted to kind of add some more context to that as well. Every day I see the direct impact of federal funding on students' ability to access and persist in higher education. Federal financial aid programs are foundational to making colleges like Santa Clara University within reach for students from working families, first-generation students, and others who might not have access otherwise to higher education. These same students are often already navigating greater financial stress and systematic barriers. When federal funding is used as a political lever by either freezing, threatening, or conditioning the funding on ideological compliance, these underserved and historically disadvantaged students feel it first. The impact extends beyond financial aid. Our School of Engineering's Frugal Lab conducts research developing affordable technology for underserved communities, including mobile applications connecting homeless individuals to services right here in San Jose. Our faculty and students work in healthcare innovation, renewable energy, AI ethics, and neuroscience, all dependent on merit-based grant funding. When political considerations replace scientific merit, we don't just lose grants, we lose discoveries and the students that train to make them. Santa Clara's mission is to educate the whole person for a more just and humane world. This mission depends on the freedom to teach, research, and serve without political retaliation. So I urge everyone here to pass this resolution and consider it in the following week, and to show that San Jose stands with the colleges and universities of the area. Thank you.
Councilmember Cohen, council members, my name is Tom Adams. When the Trump administration attacked Harvard University, the Harvard alums formed an informal organization to fight back and to fight for academic freedom for Harvard and for other universities around the country. That organization is called Crimson Courage. I'm a volunteer for Crimson Courage. I'm a retired environmental lawyer. I practiced law here in the Bay Area for over 50 years. The Trump administration is attacking in these universities academic freedom, the exploration of innovation, scientific research based on merits, and diversity on campus. They're asking for exorbitant demands of the universities as a form of extortion. One of the most recent examples is that the Trump administration has filed a lawsuit against UCLA demanding $1 billion in damages. There's no rational or legal basis for such a demand, but it does create an atmosphere where the administration can extort other issues. President Trump has said he wants UCLA to be a conservative campus. We here in the Bay Area know the relationship between freedom of research, research on the merits, and academic freedom, and the power of an innovation economy. Silicon Valley was created out of basic research that was conducted at Stanford in the 40s and 50s. Out of basic research has risen this entire industry, which is such a power here and an economic power around the globe. That kind of academic freedom and research is essential to our progress as a nation. We have asked local governments to help stand up with the universities in the face of these demands. The university.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I guess I'll repeat a story. I was back there at one meeting when a man came up to me, and I had referred to something about the flat Earth and the fact of the moon landing. And he said that we didn't land on the moon and that the Earth is flat. And I know this person, he's a nice man. I don't believe he's angry or evil or anything like that. But he lives in a world of absolutes when we all exist in a universe of probabilities. That's what science political science, whatever it is, it's teaching you to look at the many colored facets, not us or them, better, worse, these people are against us, our enemy. That is the sign of a weak intellectual, and I don't hold spiritual thought, because we're a species that will either survive or not survive, understanding the probabilities and building mitigations to them. That's what college does. It's not only an economic form, but if the world ends due to climate crisis or somebody decides they're going to drop a nuke somewhere, then all the rest of it's sort of moot, I think. I think it would be. I would ask you just to think, not only for the resolution, but we have to stop thinking of us and them. There is an us and them to some degree, but it's really, we all live. I'd recommend you go look at A Pale Blue Dot by Carl Sagan. It's a wonderful speech, and he's right. We're not going to get salvation from other people. It's going to happen with us. Thank you.
Back to the committee.
Thank you. And as somebody who spent more years than I care to admit on university campuses doing research, it is incredibly important that universities have good faith partners in the federal government and that they're allowed to be independent and teach people how to think critically and not under coercion. So I appreciate Councilmember Kamei allowing me to partner with her on this memo, and I'll entertain a motion to move it forward. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Don't see any other hands, so let's vote. Okay, motion carries 5-0. And that brings us to open forum.
Brian?
Stop that going off.
I have to admit, I wept today when I read about Cesar Chavez. And I don't know all the truth. I do know that some lady after 60 years isn't going to just say what she said, and the family seems to validate. It was, I worked at the state institution for about 11, 12 years and worked with people with disabilities for 50. One of the things that comes out is abuse. And it does take that long to bring it out. Even after 35 some odd years, I can't still repeat in public what some of those people at Agnew's had done to them and how it affected their lives to the day they died. And there was a situation here with one of the council people, don't need to bring it up too much, but abuse happens. And it can't not only be tolerated, it needs to be exposed. So eventually, maybe someday, it doesn't happen. That's our objective. I just wish it didn't. I don't understand why that's allowed to continue to happen. But I do hope that other people come forward if they are victims and survivors, and that there's an accountability even after that many years. Thank you.
Back to the committee.
All right, thank you.
Today, I want to acknowledge for the students that have come out from Lynbrook High School to observe civics, and just want to say welcome to our Rules and Open Government Committee, and it was their first observation in terms of a government entity. So I just want to say thank you so much, and I want to thank the people who came to speak today.
All right, well, and thank you for being here. We love having a youth explore and understand better what goes on in our local government. So thanks for coming, and we are adjourned at 2:19 p.m. It's like